In this video, I'm going to look at the fundamental counting principle of probability. It's a principle that's a way of summarizing the number of possible outcomes of a tree diagram. So let's draw a tree diagram to consider the following situation and then talk about how that applies to the counting principle. An ice cream store has cups, cones, or waffle cones. It serves chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla ice cream. How many possibilities can a customer choose? Well, if you were to draw a tree diagram of this, we would say, well, the options for cup, cone, or waffle cone. So we'll go cup, we'll go cone, we'll go waffle cone. And then from there, each of those we can put chocolate, strawberry, or vanilla in it. So chocolate, strawberry, or vanilla. Chocolate, strawberry, or vanilla in each of those options. And what you can see from the tree diagram when we look here is that there's 9 possibilities. Well, the fundamental counting principle really says this. How many possibilities do you have the first time, which is 3? How many possibilities do you have the second time, which is 3? Multiply them together and you get your 9. It's really that simple. And so look, we're going to use a few examples, and it gets a little bit tricky when you look at dependent events. So make sure you continue to follow the examples that we look at so that you don't get tricked by those. Before we go into those examples, though, let's just look at the fundamental counting principle in its exact wording. It says this: if one event can occur in m ways and a second event can occur in n ways, then the number of ways they can occur together is n times m ways. And if there's more events, we continue to multiply by any other events in the number of ways that they can occur. So this question says, how many outcomes are possible when you roll a standard die for independent events like rolling a die? So if I roll a die 2 times, the first time I can have 6 times, and then if I roll it again, I have 6 times again. So there's 36 possible outcomes for rolling it 2 times. What about 5 times? If we roll a die 5 times, we have 6 possibilities for the first time, 6 times for the second time, and we keep going all 5 times, and that's the same thing as 6 to the power of 5, which is 7,776. Now, the temptation here is that you might think this is the same thing as playing a game like Yahtzee, where you roll 5 die all at the same time. In that case, the order doesn't matter. And so that's going to have a very different number of outcomes than in this case, where the order does matter. You're rolling the first die, then you're rolling it again, then you're rolling it again. And so when the order matters, this is how many outcomes we have. We'll deal with that in a later lesson, later in our course. This is a question that talks now about dependent events, where the outcome of the first situation affects the outcome or possible outcomes of the next one. And remember, we're just talking about counting here. So we're not talking about probabilities yet, though we could clearly make probabilities once we figure out the number of possible outcomes. But we're just focusing on the counting principle. And so how many possible outcomes are there if 3 cards are chosen from a standard deck without replacement? And so the idea here is we have 52 cards from a standard deck. You can see 13 cards of each suit: diamonds, clubs, hearts, and then spades. And we then choose the next card. We have 1 less to choose from because that first one has been chosen out of the deck, and it said without replacement. So now we have 51 to choose from. And then now we have 2 less because we've chosen 2 cards. And so now we're going to multiply that by 50. And so the number of possible outcomes is actually 132,600 possible outcomes. What about the following example? How many different 2-digit numbers can be made with the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 when double digits are allowed? So let's consider that situation. If we can have double digits, in other words, the same digit twice, then we could have 1, 1, or we could have 1, 2, but this is the double digit situation that would be allowed. Likewise, you could have like 4, 4, that would be allowed as well. So what we can look at there is for the first digit, we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 possibilities. And then for the second digit, we also have 5 possibilities. And so the number of possible outcomes here, there's 25 ways or 25 2-digit numbers that you could make using the digits 1 through 5. And so this doesn't have the normal notation that we've often seen, but it's well communicated with saying this is the first digit and this is the second digit, and then this is how many 2-digit numbers that we can form. How would that change now if double digits are not allowed? If double digits are not allowed, that means we cannot have 11, 22, 33, 44, or 55. So what you could do is you could say, okay, those are the 5 possibilities that are not possible, so 25 minus 5. But in that case, you have to list all the possibilities. The other way to do this, though, which would be a better way to do this, would be to say, okay, for the first digit, we have 5 possibilities. But then for the next digit, we have 1 less possibilities because we cannot repeat. We can't repeat. So whatever I have for the first one, I only have 4 to choose from for the second digit. And so in this particular situation, you see that there's 20 2-digit numbers. So let's do one more situation where we have to consider a conditional probability here with digits that are formed. This question says, how many 2-digit numbers can be made with the digits 0 through 9? And double digits are not allowed. So what we do here is we say, okay, for the first digit, how many numbers do we have to choose from? Well, if it's a 2-digit number, 0, 1, or 0, 2 do not count as a 2-digit number. Those are 1-digit numbers. So for the first digit, we only have, if we're looking at the numbers 0 through 9, 1 all the way up to 9. So 9 possibilities. Then we multiply that by the second digit, and the second digit can have double digits are not allowed, and so no double digits. So we cannot have one of the ones we just chose. We have the numbers 0 through 9. 0 can be included now because it wouldn't be holding the tens place. And so we could use any of the 9 of the 10 that were left over, so 9 again. And so in that particular case, we have 81 ways, or 81 2-digit numbers that we can make with the numbers, or the digits rather, 0 through 9. And double digits are not allowed. And so let me just reiterate this, just to help explain that. We cannot have, as I said, 0 at the beginning, so we could have 1 through 9 here. But then here, we would not have the starting digit, but we could have 0 through 9 otherwise. And so that's why that works out to give us 9 possibilities. So 81 total, 9 times 9, we always multiply them together. That is the fundamental counting principle. I hope that was helpful. Please like and subscribe for more videos coming out shortly.